I'm about to show you the fastest method to farm Skyroot chests and grow a garden. Most people maybe get 10 or 20 chests per day, maxing out the friendship levels with a giant. But today, I'm showing you how to potentially get over 500 of them per day with a couple of methods nobody knows. The thing is, before you can do any of these methods, you're gonna need a couple of things, and I'm gonna show you guys how to get these things. If you don't already have one, you're definitely gonna need one of these cooking pots. And some people even asked me this before. They asked me if they can use this little camping cooking thing. No. You need this big boy one. Now, for those asking, how do I get this beautiful cauldron in my garden? It's really simple. You're just going to go in your inventory and you're going to try to whip out your garden guide. Let me just whip mine out here real quick. There we go. As you guys can see, mine's already at level 2, but all you simply have to do is go on your achievements, then go on your core plants, and it's going to be under your core achievements. And as y'all see right here, cooking kit is one of the rewards for it. All you guys have to do to get it is the 5 easiest things ever. You got to shovel 100 plants. You also need to harvest 200 carrots, gift a carrot, sell 500 strawberries, and gift 5 strawberries. The thing is, this might take longer for some than others, but I'll tell you the most efficient way to do it. Before anything else, I just wanted to mention that I'm going to be giving away 3 Griffins for this video. You guys have been showing a ton of love, so I'm going to keep these giveaways going. So if you want to enter, all you got to do is like this video, make sure you're subscribed, and leave a comment with your Roblox username and your favorite pet. And don't worry, I read every comment, so good luck to those who enter. I feel like this one's pretty common sense, but for the carrots, you're just going to plant any carrot seeds that you have until you meet the requirement that you harvest them and sell them. But the thing for the strawberry seeds is where the efficiency comes in. I say this because if you have 200 to 300 strawberry seeds, you can just plant them all. And once you harvest 500, you can just use your shovel to erase every single strawberry you planted, and you just achieved basically every single achievement after that. I'm not gonna lie, if you have friends, this should take you no more than 10 minutes to do. Alright, now you have this pot in your garden. Congratulations. The next thing you're gonna want to do is have this big boy beanstalk grown. If y'all already didn't know, you can get it to grow by giving this guy whatever he's looking for. And at the moment, he's looking for a vegetable plant. The best thing to give him for vegetable plants is gonna be beanstalks. They're worth 7 points each, and they give you a bunch once they fully grow. So now you have the beanstalk fully grown, you're just gonna want to make your way up. This is going to be a lot easier for those who are really good at parkour, but usually there's jump pads on this thing. I don't know if they removed it during the update, but it's not like it's that hard to get up. So if you can't get up this, it's a skill issue. Once you're up here, you're going to be up in this big cloud and you're going to meet the giant with a couple of golden geese around him. Don't be intimidated. This guy's really nice. And as y'all can see, he has a friendship level above his head. If you go ahead and talk to him, you ask him, how do you become friends? Whoa, what just happened, bro? That's insane. Now that you guys saw that the giant is up there and he's looking for some food, we're gonna make him some food. Here's the part that I see a lot of people get absolutely wrong. When they try to make the giant food for the first time, they try to cook up the longest meal possible. All you need is like a 5-minute meal. This strawberry takes 8 minutes, but the shorter the time, the better. You literally don't have to whip up something insane. I'm just going to skip the cooking process of this so I can show you guys that the points really don't matter for whatever dish you give. I'm just going to give it to the giant to show you the size of the soup doesn't really matter. So I'm going to feed him this and let's see how many points we get. 2 points. The thing is, all you need is a level 1 giant for this. You don't need a high level giant to pull these methods off. So now that we got those 2 things done, we got the pot and we're friends with a giant, we can finally start partying. Now once we have all that done, we can go up to our giant friend and we say, what are you selling? Now this is one of the first methods come in, and this is what a lot of people use already. As you guys can see, you can buy sprout seed packs and a bunch of other things, and you can also buy a sprout egg here. This is going to be one of our main ways of getting the golden goose. Now the rare things you can only get from these is like the princess thorn and the golden goose. That's not what we're going for. We're trying to get as much chests as possible so we can get the newest pet. Now this is where this friendship tab comes in. This is where you guys can get the Skyroot chest. And as y'all can see, you can get a Cyclment and a Griffin with a 1% chance. This only costs about 1.5 million, which is easy. Here's the thing though, what if you're in here and it has no stock? Well, there's this yellow restock button for 500k and it doubles every time you use it. And just like that, it's in stock and you could just keep spamming the buy. I'm gonna restock again. Oh my goodness. Every time you restock, it's in stock, 2 in stock, just like that. In like less than a minute, I already got like 4 or 5 Skyroot chests. This is one of the methods that everyone is using right now. I'm just showing y'all that you can literally get like over 20 Skyroot chests in this game if you're pretty rich. As you guys could tell, I have a bit of money. I'm just going to keep spamming it to show you guys how many chests that I can get realistically until I can actually stop. Boom. So just like that, it's almost at 10 billion for me. I feel like a good point to stop is at around a trillion. If you're not a trillionaire and you're just a billionaire, I would stop if it hits about 10 or 20% of what you have. only use what you can afford. So right now it's at 2.4 trillion. For a lot of people, this is a lot to them. So I'm just going to keep buying it. I'm just going to stop here because at this point, we got so many chests just from doing that. That is one option. The thing is, this 21.5 trillion or whatever big number it says for you doesn't say that forever. This resets every 24 hours. So every 24 hours that you log on, you're going to want to make sure you use this restock feature wisely. As y'all just saw, in less than 5 minutes, I just got 23 Skyroot chests. The thing is, that's the method almost everyone I know uses, and they get stuck at around 30 or 40 chests per day. That's decent, but that's not enough. We're aiming for 500 plus. This leads me to the next method, which is absolutely insane. As a lot of you probably know, when you go up this beanstalk, you see the giant and you see 3 different pathways. One leads to a portal, one leads to absolutely nothing, but this is the best door to go through. This leads to the crafting table that gets us the most chests possible. If we go ahead and look at the crafting table, you can see that you can craft a Skyroot chest, and you're going to need a couple of things for it. As you can see, you need 2 beanstalks, a sprout seed pack, a sprout egg, and 7.5 million shekels. Now that's not too much to ask for because 7.5 million in this economy is basically nothing. But for the other ingredients that you need for this, I'm talking about the beanstalks, the seed pack, and the sprout egg, I'll show you guys the easiest way to get that. You're basically just going to need 2 beanstalks, a sprout seed pack, and an uncommon egg. Make sure you guys are stacking up on these uncommon eggs. We finally have a use for these, and they're going to be very important. Whenever you're just regularly playing this game, whenever you see a pet egg restock, you want to make sure you get an uncommon egg. I know you guys usually don't buy this, but we finally have a use for it. You can literally get 10 to 20 of these during a whole play session without you even realizing. A hidden method no one knows about these uncommon eggs is if you don't want to grind this game all day, you can just join a Discord notifier group. Even the official Grow a Garden Discord has a notifier for the uncommon egg. That's one of the most important things I can recommend to you guys, because these uncommon eggs is going to be a key in this strategy. Now let me talk about the sprout seed pack. Let's go over to our big friendly giant here and ask him what he's selling again. And if you guys go on the main page, you can see that you can buy the sprout seed packs. Now you guys only need him to be a level 1 to get this, so it's not that hard. But here's the thing. You can also use the method that I was using earlier with this. Because if you guys go on the what are you selling page, on the main page, there's also a restock button. Now, if you're doing the Skyroot Chest restock button method, you can literally just pair it with a main. And once it restocks, I'm just going to use my money on this, just as an example. Boom, 2. And if you go on the friendship page, there's also the Skyroot chest. So it's like a 2-in-1. And I really recommend that you guys do that. As you guys can see by my inventory, I was doing the Skyroot chest restock method. I was only buying the chests. If I was buying the seed packs with it, I'd have about 50 seed packs and 36 chests. Now, just combine it with the common eggs I told you guys to buy while you're just regularly playing. You'll see that you can probably make over 50 sprout eggs a day. There's also a couple more things to make the sprout egg. Those things are just basically the beanstalks. This one is pretty self-explanatory, but here's a couple secret methods nobody probably told you. For those of you who only have 1 beanstalk, you're probably telling me, I can't make my beanstalk grow just that fast. Here's what you can do. I hope y'all know pets exist in this game. You guys can use a bunch of triceratops and place them down apart like by 10 seconds. That way when it rams into your beanstalk, you can harvest it. Another one rams into it, harvest it, and you just keep doing that until you have a ton of beanstalks. But my personal favorite pet to use this with, that pet would be this echo frog. If you guys can get your hands on a 15-second cooldown echo frog, any plant it bumps into advances its growth by 24 hours. So every 15 seconds, this frog bumps into my beanstalk and spawns like however many beanstalk spawns on a beanstalk sprout. It's insane. All I know is every minute, I end up getting about 40 to 50 beanstalks. Now I'm gonna just get to crafting the Skyroot chest. Since we got everything we need, we're just gonna put it in. I got my 2 bean sprouts in there. I'm gonna get the seed pack in. All right, now that we got everything we need, we're just gonna start with the egg. At this point, we should have unlimited beanstalks. I told you guys the method to get 50 beanstalks per minute. If you're doing it with Triceratop, you should still be able to get a ton every single hour. You're gonna go ahead and use those beanstalks and place them on the crafting table to make the egg. I also told you guys the hidden methods to get this sprout seed pack. Make sure you abuse that restock method. Let's put it on the crafting table. Make sure you guys are stacking up on these uncommon eggs. I just put the final piece of the puzzle to make our sprout egg, which was the uncommon egg, and it's going to take 30 minutes to craft one. Now you can always use Robux to skip it, but it's only 30 minutes. You guys can do whatever you want during that free time, and in a span of 12 hours, 6 hours, however long you're awake, you can probably get around 10 to 20 of these done depending on how long you want to grind the game. If you guys have Robux to spend, you can get over 500 of these in less than an hour. Because using the methods I showed you guys earlier, I'm talking about the Discord notifiers. I'm talking about the beanstalk and the pets I told you guys to use. I'm literally saying you guys can get over 200 or 300 of these eggs in an hour. If you want to do it the free way, you could still get a good amount of these per day, so don't worry. But now that you got everything you kind of need, you're just going to make the holy grail that we've been looking for. And I'm talking about the Skyroot chests. You're just going to put your 2 beanstalks in. You should be stacked with sprout seed packs at this point, and you're just going to throw in the sprout eggs you've been crafting. This also takes 30 minutes to craft, but if you have money, if you have Robux, you could just skip that. And in theory, you can get 250 to 500 of these every hour or two. I'm just going to remind you guys the 2 important things that you should learn from this video if you forgot everything already. The key ingredient you're going to need is going to be a beanstalk. That's thing number 1. If you don't have a beanstalk seed to start with and you're new to the game, the best thing I can tell you is this. Join the Dawn or official Grow a Garden Discord server so you guys can notify your phone whenever a beanstalk seed is in stock. You guys can also use this for any seed that you want to get. So if you want to get a Romanesco or any new seeds, you can set the notification to that. But if we want to stay on topic, you're going to set it to get a beanstalk seed. Now, I'd aim to plan around 3 of these minimum because you're going to need a lot. But like I mentioned earlier, if you have a 15-second Echo Frog, your life is going to be so much easier. If you also have a bunch of Triceratops, that also should work. Another thing that I should have mentioned earlier was the fact that you guys should be joining public servers. I say this now because look at this. This beanstalk isn't even grown, and imagine you're just by yourself. This is going to take forever if you don't have the pets I mentioned and it's looking for a specific plant. If you're in a full server, everyone's going to be working together to grow this thing, and it's just going to make everything a lot faster. The second most important thing that I want you guys to get out of this is the fact that when you're doing the restock shop method, but the important part is you better loop to the other shop and also buy the seed pack. I'm saying this because the seed pack is literally the key to crafting the chest as well. Now, if you guys don't have an Echo Frog or if you don't have any Triceratops, here's another couple things that you can do as well. If you got shekels to burn, you can go on any server you want. Make sure it's public, go on the chat, and just type up that you want to trade for a Triceratops. Almost everyone in this game has one, and they're pretty cheap nowadays. But as for this Echo Frog, these are very rare. So getting one of these is really going to be hard. But in the 15 minutes I've been recording this video, I've gotten 37 Skyroot chests. If you guys do the math on that one, if I can get 30 to 40 Skyroot chests in about 20 minutes, that's about 120 of these max per hour. And if I'm playing 5 hours a day, that's over 500 to 600 Skyroot chests. Since I already got 37, we might as well open all of them up to see what we get, right? Here's the first one. Trash. Crown of Thorns. I'm not really living with that. You got an elk. We're 3 chests down. We got a Calla Lily. That's not that rare. We gotta get the new Griffin. Ooh, we got the Cyclment. We got the 1% seed. Let's go. Literally, we only opened like 3 to 4 chests so far, and we already got the Cyclament. That is insane. We're 10 chests down and we already got the Cyclament. Yo, the Griffin popped up on this one. I think we're getting close. We got 17 chests left from the... All right, we're down to 14 chests. I got about 11 chests left, and I've got nothing good after that Cyclamen. I think we're not going to get anything else, boys. Oh my god, we were so close to the Griffin as I say that. All right, I'm just going to open this final Skyroot chest. I hope I get a Griffin. I doubt I will. Oh my god, it popped up right there. I get a Mandrake. That's not the one I wanted. Out of those 30-something chests that we got from this method and the secret methods that I showed you, I pulled a 1% Cyclamen seed just like that in 20 minutes. If y'all are playing this game for 3-4 hours a day and you guys have a bit of Robux to spend, you guys can go crazy with this. But to be honest with you, I barely spent Robux, so I did half free, half Robux, and I got those chests. Imagine what you can do in 3 or 4 hours. If I'm getting 1 Cyclamen seed in 20 minutes, you guys are probably going to be pulling a ton of Griffins and a ton of these Cyclamen seeds. Also, let me know in the comments down below what you guys end up pulling and how many chests you guys end up getting. You guys better use this method while it still lasts, and make sure you do it immediately. Because sometimes these devs, they do shadow patches, and sometimes they make these methods a lot weaker. So do it while you still can. I know this update just came out, but you guys better do it soon. But anyways, I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.